Radiant team pick.
Puck!
Radiant team pick.
Yeehaw!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Earth Spirit.
Dire team ban.
Elder Titan.
Radiant team ban.
Gonna have to try and work out now. Early on, you really need to slow DB down, because if you allow DB and Mamangaya a good start, here, but AG, I mean, they're playing spectacularly well. Again, they've been improving throughout the entire season. They've shown up quite a fair bit in other tournaments like the OEDL Fall Invitational. So as long as they maintain this really good coordination they have, I think MTG might be in for a surprise here and might take their first series loss.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he's just super comfy on the hero. It can really enable some aggression coming through, especially in lane. You saw that coming out with the Tide Hunter there, the minus armor plus the Astral Spirit. Right click was great. They just didn't have enough control to find those initial kills, which I think they're going to have to try and work out now. Early on, you really need to slow DB down, because if you allow DB and Mamangaya a good start, it's too much. Like, they can play aggressive, they can go around. The respect that from AG on the Faceless Void is kind of surprising, considering that, you know, Jackie, he was still farming great, but it didn't feel like he was doing enough. But they still take out one of those heroes that Jackie loves, and they go into the Jug. So they've got this Snapfire Jug lane coming through. Lots of minus armor, lots of slow options there with Scatter Blast, good stun with Cookie and Spin combo. It's a very aggressive lane once more for AG to play with, and that is something Motivate Trust will have to watch out for. Like, you still have the ET that can do some work, but you just have to respect the fact that the Jug is going to have more forward aggression compared to the Wraith King.
Radiant team pick.
Axe.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have some ways for AG to kind of compensate. Like, it's down to the Snapfire to try to zone out the Axe there. Of course, Battle Hunger spam should be focused on the Snap in that case. as the jug can kind of spin it off, and as the levels go up, the cooldown of spin does kind of line up with Battle Hunger for the most part, so you're not going to threaten DB too much. We'll see if our Snap here can get the space out, and whether or not Masaros can maximize his early presence. Of course, the build-up as well is something that you love to talk about. You love the Manta. I think there's the potential for that, but on the offlane, you still kind of need a Vanguard, especially against a Jug. There's just a lot of value in Vanguard into Crimson to prevent the damage output from a Jug, mitigate his early Omni Slash, so I think that might be what we see from Masaros. Blink Vanguard, maybe down the line you see the Manta, but haven't seen the emphasis just yet from the few Axe games we've seen in Southeast Asia. So we'll see.
Dire team pick.
Legion Commander.
Yeah, it's just Blade Mail in general feels really off. Like, they definitely... Remember the time when Blade Mail was like a pickup on literally every hero? Like, even cores? It was just way too stat efficient. Ever since the nerfs there, it just kind of tapered off. Like, Axe is the big one that gets hit every single time Blade Mail gets changed. So it's still slightly awkward. I think the item needs a slight buff. But we do see AG going to the LC. So it's another Dispel on hand. You can kind of take away, again, Battle Hunger if you're worried about it in the middle of a team fight. You're not going to get max value here for the Axe to have bonus move speed, and that's slow burn through. You don't have the double dual combo that we tend to see with a Grimstroke, but you do have some really good combos. Like if you blink in and duel with a Snapfire Kisses, that can be pretty devastating, and you do have that slight issue again for MTG, where they don't have the best way to jump in and stop the kisses. You could maybe toss Fearless all the way back, have him kind of jump forward with the orb, get the silence off, but that will cut him off from the rest of the team fight, which is not ideal for a puck. So there's still a lot of value here for AG in that combo.
Dire team ban.
Sky Wrath May.
Ooh.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. This is definitely a Blink Rush game for Masaros. You could still make an argument for Vanguard, but you definitely want the Blink there as well. So you have that combo to play with, and this is where the Axe feels a lot nicer, because you've got some proper follow-through. You could maybe have argued that you could have made a call and Earth Splitter. That could have been nice as well, but this is just so stable. You can burst down these heroes, get the damage off, and start to melt down the backline afterwards. We'll have to see what the Jackie hero slides through. They do ban out the Monkey and Ursa on AG's end, and MTG do ban out the TA and the Davion Dragonite. So no anime hero coming through. What will it be here for Fearless? Troll! Yep, it's a stable one to have again. I prefer it a lot over the Faceless Void. I think the Void... The way Jackie plays kind of fits the Troll a little bit more, although Jackie used to play a lot of Void, but again, it didn't feel like he was playing like we saw him a year ago, where every time Chrono was up, he'd make a rotation, find a kill, go back to farming. In the first game, he's just much more satisfied to just keep farming. And the Troll kind of enjoys that a bit more, clears out camps fairly nicely with a Whirling Axis. You don't have the mobility of Time Walk, but you do have faster output damage on an AoE, so the camps still melt. You should still be maybe a Battle Fury build-up. We could see the Maelstrom coming through as well, depending on what Fearless wants, but they do have, depending on what Jackie wants, but they've got a very clear win condition. AG just get the counter pick Razor, so this is going to be a toughie for Jackie. That should be a Razor mid. It's not going to be too bad, but you have the counter pick. You're going to zap away his damage. Jackie's going to have to watch out for that one.
Ten seconds remaining.
I'm trying. I swear I know what the. I swear I know the initials for the Mobile Legends tournament. I think it's MPL. It's not. I'm just saying because I know some casters. You know, I know a couple of Philippine. I think it's called MPL. So, not quite MLP, but I guess if you kind of rearrange the letters, it could work. Could work. That's Mobile Legends Philippines. I'm sorry. Like, okay, this is a bit off topic, but I went for a haircut. Right, you can see it. Went for a haircut, and like. It's fine. I went for a haircut and I was talking to my barber. He was like, "So what do you do, sir?" I was like, I commentate in esports." He's like, "Really? What esports?" And it's like, "Dota." And he's like, "Really? I play Mobile Legends." And I was like, "Oh boy." All right. And he was so enthusiastic. I couldn't tell him like it's kind of different. He was like, "Oh yeah, you know these guys?" It's like, "Yeah, I know this so and so caster. I know like Leo casts. I know him. I know General Tuna. Some of these casters there, Swarly." And it's like, "Oh wow, yeah, that's amazing." It's like, but he doesn't know Dota. It's like, stuck in a very awkward spot where I'm like, nodding, being very happy for him because he was so happy.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to remove that happiness. So
wow.
I don't know. It's kind of cool that mobile game just ties people like that in. At the same time,
No, it's not.
I wish it was Dota.
No, it's not. You're just happy because you think you're famous. You think people recognize
no.
you.
He had
Yes,
no
you
clue
do.
who I was. I just had to smile and nod and agree along, like, you know?
Sound strategy.
Just make him happy. Because he was so joyful.
Just so you know, you aren't famous, John. Probably never will
I know.
be.
You remind me every time you go on stream, Mike. You say, "Keep it down, John. Know your place."
I've got it, John, because everyone keeps pumping you
30
up in the
seconds
Twitch
to
chat and on Facebook and Twitter. They keep complimenting you. They never talk about me. It upsets me. I get very jealous, John. Very jealous. Even during the major, when I was casting with Black, everyone was like, "Where's John?" you know, John's taking a break. I've got to cast with Black. They didn't like it though. They wanted John X Fire. And that made me feel very sad, John. Now I'm reliant on you. I can't let you go.
It's a fair enough point. Still, nothing too exciting here compared to our conversation. 2 for 2 bounties. Let's see the lanes
Shout
break
out to
out.
Black, by the way.
Yeah, best dad jokes in the biz.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I mean, that's Lacoste, let's be honest. Black tries his best, but Lacoste
No, you see,
has the...
Lacoste's dad jokes are so good, they don't feel like dad jokes, you see?
True, very true.
Whereas Black's, it's definitely a dad joke. Still, what's not a dad joke are these lanes. You've got LYM on the Earth Spirit along with UK up top, so it looks like they're starting with a bit of a tri lane, but they do split it up. No, yeah, they do get the TP out. So Wami comes in. Leonak is there, of course, playing with the Astral Spirit along with Jackie on Troll. This should be a much more stable lane for Jackie. Not too much pressure the LT can do here. Of course, you can play with overwhelming odds. Maybe look for an angle with LYM. Key thing here is find EXP on Earth Spirit and hit your level 2, level 3 spike, and then I mid instead. That's going to be where all the kills should line up for an Earth Spirit.
LYM. Nice kick away. Leonak going to try and harass him out as much as possible. And of course, this is going to be a very important pull for LYM, but Leonak is going to be a real problem. One thing you don't want as this Earth Spirit is your creeps denied away, and it looks like they are going to force Wami to come down to try and contest this this pull away from Leonak. Leonak's going to stick around, gets a deny on the range creep. That is a big deal.
Yeah, it's sapping so much EXP away from LYM. He doesn't get the solo EXP as well because Wami has to tune in. Now the waves slightly shoved in, and Jackie just basically gets to clear out a couple of waves for free. So you're missing out on that big spike on your Earth Spirit. We'll see how it shapes up along the line, but definitely a smoother start for Jackie here. Down mid, you've got Mamang Daya on the mid jug, but Fearless on the mid puck. And this is an interesting lane. You can play with a spin, and Fearless is not that quick. You can cop a lot of damage if he's not careful. At the same time, spin is a relatively long cooldown, so Fearless can use that downtime and just harass out. He's got range advantage, and he has an easier time reaching for the bottle, which means LYM will need to step in at some point to help contest some of those bottle refills.
Yeah, I wonder how Mamang Dai is actually going to lane this. Is now, like, he's got the bottle up, but Fearless is going to take both water runes. So, pretty big advantage there for Fearless on the puck. You can even see it in his CS right now. But we'll have a look at the final lane. You do have the bot lane where Masros and Q are going to be up against UK and DB. In fact, hold that thought, because Leonak right now is just chasing down Wami on the Elder Titan. His own creep wave is going to block him, but they are going to go for another big pull. So back down towards the bot lane. Looks like DB should not have that tough of a time. We talked about the axe up against the Jug, but as the Razor, you don't quite find as much.
No, you really don't. Like, there's a lot that can go wrong for Masteros in this lane. It's too ranged, so you can't really go up and just get your free spins. If you go too close, DB just static links, and it just kind of feels really bad for Masteros. You can try to spin, but it's just not great.
Oh, nice stun. That's a great cookie out from UK. Now the Scatter Blast to connect DB. He stole so much damage, but Masteros and Q are going to be able to secure the first blood. DB might find a double kill, but the creep wave gonna block the way. Meanwhile, top side, Leonak getting very, very low, but a nice ensnare there from Jackie. It's gonna make sure Leonak gets out and salves up. Still Wami gonna not get vision yet. LYM is gonna eventually see him, but it seems as though they just want the creep wave again. So Wami's gonna go for a run. Leonak is gonna try and chase him down, but a nice pull to the large cap now. Leonak gonna be very annoying here for Wami. Even gets the denial.
Radiant's courier
And the courier.
It's a pretty big courier as well. Just taking off a lot of regen and some vision out from AG for a bit longer, so you're not going to get too much forward vision here from LYM, and you can't even come in for the next set of water runes. It's just another set for Fearless once more. You do have at least Mamang Dai running for the bottom water rune, but he's missing out in CS. Does have a bottle up in the Jug, which is atypical for Jug, but when you're in mid, you just gotta have a bottle. You can't play without it right now.
No, you definitely can't. Not in this meta. Bottle is just way too value. No, I mean, he's gonna struggle a little bit. Like, Fearless is pulling ahead in terms of CS, and you could just see the harassment output from Fearless. He's gonna be quite annoying for Mamang Daya, but at least he does have the level 1 healing ward up now. He does have a couple forms of heal until Fearless does that. Just orbs over and gets the denial from that healing ward, but now LYM will TP in and refill the bottle into the roll, back in onto Fearless, but he has another orb. He'll be just fine to get away.
Dire's courier has been killed.
So they really can't shut down this puck whatsoever. But I suppose as long as the CS is coming in for Mamang Daya, he's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's not a lane you really want to play aggressive on, even with the rotations from LYM. Key thing is that farm is coming in, and level spikes are a bit off. Fearless is definitely having the better time to XP, although down bot.
Another nice cookie out from UK. This time they'll focus down Q instead. Roll, going to be off the mark from LYM, but it won't matter. He'll get the boulder smash and get the kill. Masaros not really able to do much quite yet on the axe, and this is where the beauty of this Razor safe lane comes out. Is just making it so the axe advantage in that laning stage just is not going to be there. In fact, they've even forced Leonak down to this bot lane. Just feeling like Q maybe getting picked off a bit too much on the Skywrath and not having a great old time. It's going to go into the mid lane instead on that Skywrath and try to help Fearless out a bit. Eventually, I suppose Q should make his way back down.
That does relieve some pressure up top. In the solo lane, Wami can just sit back, spam out the overwhelming odds, get some CS. Of course, Jackie starts to build up here. So the troll farm is starting to line up. You need to make this aggression work down bot.
Gonna try. Better glink out from DB, but he's taking so much damage, and Fearless is just gonna finish him off on the puck. Now the coil out, they have caught another. It's gonna be LYM into the Ancient Seal from Q, and that should be the Earth Spirit gone as Fearless will be able to get a double kill going on the puck. The geniuses shouldn't be too happy about that, but for Motivate Trust, things are looking very good.
Definitely, they're starting to find that early aggression. Fearless finally getting out with the first successful rotation with the Dream Coil. Finds a good set of kills, and that is some relief that Master has definitely needed. He's nowhere near the Vanguard yet, trying to go for the phase boots on top of it. And the item timings for a Jug just feels so sensitive. You want the Vanguard up to block a lot of early damage. You want that to build into your blink while you're farming the jungle. You do need that relief coming out. I think the one thing is Mamang Dai is still allowed to free farm here. Massive Madness being built up by the Jug. That's going to speed up your farm and early Omni Slash potential. See LYM trying to go for a smoke play, but looks like he might just go for a ward run and does make sure that the jungle's not going to be stacked up too much, so they can start contesting if there are, and start to line up perhaps for some more aggression on AG's end, but it does feel like they'll need some more levels before they can get anything done.
Very true. Leonak gonna spot out LYM. Stomp. Not gonna connect. LYM gonna be just fine, but there is a chase coming in. Q. Cussing shot goes to the neutral camp. LYM still trying to run. Fearless does have the silence and has the coil if he needs it. He's holding on to it for now. LYM gonna roll, but Fearless will eventually throw the coil out. Yeah, the third kill for our Puck already. In a very tough game for the Earth Spirit. Just unable to really find anything across the map, which is concerning for this hero because it doesn't really tend to catch up very well.
Yeah, it's down to the fact that you don't really have great lanes to rotate to. Your best bet is bot lane with DB. Mid lane with a Jug, you could try to line up a stun, but it is a Puck. It's just very hard to catch out. You need to be perfect with your follow-up silence. Otherwise, Fearless is just going to be able to zip away. So, just not many good angles for LYM, and that just means that he is forced to watch his core's farm while he kind of doesn't really get the kills he wants in Jack Gold, which means Motivate Trust, they've got that 2k lead up. They've recovered here on Masaros. The Vanguard is up sub 10 minutes, so the timing's still fairly decent, but you have the Mask of Madness up on Mamang Daya, clearing out the camps. It can be a lot easier for the Jug, and the farm should accelerate. He is lagging behind Jackie still, so you're still in a very good spot here for MTG. Looks like Jackie is opting for the early Maelstrom build, which will allow him to join fights early while also still having efficiency in the jungle. That's always good news here for the Troll. Doesn't want to go into farm war. With no Battle Fury in the Jug as well, it's not going to amount to too much of a net worth difference. I think that's going to keep them relatively even to each other overall. So what we need to look for now is Masaros for his phase boots into Blink. It's got to come out if they want to make some aggressive movements happen. But for now, it's like the supports are just moving around here.
But they are. Omni, Q, gonna get taken out. Fearless takes a lot of damage. LYM coming in for a big roll, but Fearless is not going to really get connected by that. Spin is going to be there, however, Mamang Daya still trying. Fearless will try for the deny all the way to the low ground. Is he going to be able to get out? UK Scatter Blast not going to connect. Fearless will go for the TP, and he is going to be just fine. How unfortunate for Army Geniuses.
That was so close, and if they found that Puck kill, that would have been a 3-kill streak in their way as well. Miss out now, TV.
Look at the damage output. Masaros with the spins. Static Link, a little bit hard for him to keep going, and he won't risk his own life for it.
My thanks.
DB's job this game, of course, is just going to be focusing in on Jackie, but for now he hasn't really had that chance. To focus on Masaros, but of course Masaros with the spin, it is pure damage, so he doesn't really care too much if his right click damage gets taken away. As long as he gets the call off into a couple of spins, he'll be happy.
Still lines up really nicely. I think as the game goes on, with some damage piles on your Razor here, that's where it can get a bit dicey, as your taunt only lasts so long, your bonus armor only lasts for so long. Innately, the axe isn't the best in terms of armor, so you're going to have to mitigate that. But again, the build up, it does look like Masaros is bypassing the phase boots just straight into the Blink, which I appreciate. Like, he definitely needs to be up in front, get ready to set up for Fearless or follow up on Fearless's Dream Coils, and just play from there. So once you have that Blink up, that should lead to MTG looking for more openings here. For now, when it comes down to farm, again, they maintained a slight lead at 3k, getting a lot of free space for Jackie up top. The Maelstrom's almost done for the Troll, and I think you don't really mind. You know that Razor has a bit of a early plateau. Same thing for an LC until more items flow in and the duel starts getting annoying. But it feels like the slower pace is not really to the benefit of Army Geniuses, as they haven't really played with a duel from Wami. They haven't played with the kisses here. You need to see some of those combos fly through.
Stacks out. Mamang Daya is going to spot that out. Won't really be able to come in and contest. Meanwhile, bottom side, DB. You're right, they tried to make the jump on the Razor. Quite able to get him down, and he's just going to make sure he remains down at that safe lane and keeps that T1 tower protected. path now with the Vanguard can very comfortably start creep skipping. So Fearless even going to join him now. They're going to try and go after this tier 1, but first they want DB. He'll go for the TP up. Fearless coil, not going to be there. Masaros even pings out exactly where he was, but it was just a bit too late. Meanwhile, stacks are being taken by Mamang Daya. Again, he did spot out Liana going for those stacks in the jungle. He'll take these away from Jackie now.
Yeah, that's pretty painful. With 2 massive stacks being bursted through. More farm for Mamang Daya. Jackie's not going to lag too far behind because of this, but you definitely wanted to punish, but they were too stuck down bot trying to get that kill. They're going to commit for the push now in that bot tier 1. Wami's around to kind of stop it, but he doesn't have a blink. There's no clean angle for the duel. Just going to have to work his way outside of this sticky spot as soon as the tower falls.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, Wami, he was hanging around the safe lane, but realizes he can't really show up. Instead, Army Geniuses, they're going to try and push out the top tiers too. There is a big chance for Motivate Trust to defend this, and they're going to try now, as Masaros already has the blink up, and of course Fearless does have the coil. All in is going to catch out the junk, even through the spin, but Mamang Daya for now still going to be alright. He does not have the mana output though for the Omni, and is going to drop the Ancient Seal and the Mystic Flare, and now the Battle Trance is out onto TP, but the Static Link still soaking away, or rather sapping away the damage of Jackie, but they will get another kill onto LYM, back in onto TP. They love the Razor, Jackie getting very low, but not low enough.
Your last move.
MTG able to clean up.
Radiant's top
So
tower
it was a risky push to go for Army Geniuses. They still tried, but it did not work out.
Radiant structures are fortified.
One issue for AG right now is that they don't have a natural frontliner. Like, nothing like an axe that can soak that initial damage. You could maybe have DB take that frontline role. He doesn't have any
Radiant's
major
top
items
tower
yet to
has
help him do that. In that situation, you did have Mamang Daya all the way up front, and the Jug just has some
Radiant's
early
top
mana
tower
issues.
is
Like,
under
Omni
attack.
Slash is 200 mana,
Dire's
Blade
bottom
Fury is
tower
90.
is
You
under
go through more
attack.
than half your mana already from spamming new spells out, and you really want to at least have some pocket mana ready for the Omni, but the silences coming through from MTG are just too hard.
Absolutely.
You won't be seeing me around.
Lane. Oh, they've started. Mystic Flare out. Wami's already gone, but they've lost Masaros. A 1-for-1 trade on those offlaners. Stomp out from Leonac to set up, and LYM starts out on Fearless, and now the Omni Slash. Leonac's gone. Fearless, he's going to try and orb away again and might just make it. That Mamang Daya, the one in trouble now on the junk, is going to try and run, and will be alright. Meanwhile, Fearless jumped on again, but do they have the damage output? The answer is no. No, they do not. Fearless, he gets away with the skin of his teeth again. They just cannot kill off this puck.
You know what I realize is a really dumb combo, Mike? Ancient
What's that,
Seal
John?
plus Witch's Blade.
Oh, yeah.
That is an insane amount of burn. I saw Mamang Daya. He was just like melting.
top
Like, he
tower
could
is under
not
attack.
commit further in that fight. And you have to watch that. As long as your silence up, puck gets a right click, you will burn. It is a considerable burn as well. So it's lining up here for MTG. 5k lead, 5 to 10 at 16 minutes in. They're getting the farm they want on Jackie. They're getting the early presence they want from Masaros. He is opting for the blade mail next. So he'll return some damage back. Very effective against something like Jug. Mamang Daya's got to watch himself here. He needs something defensive down the line. BKB won't help your cause against the call, but it'll still help against a lot of the other silences coming through here.
See that, John? Masaros agrees with my build.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Jug. It's a Jug, right? You still need a blade mail against a Jug. It's like not buying blade mail against PA. Everyone's gonna report you, you know?
Pain. DB. Isn't he with the plasma field? LYM now caught out into the Mystic Flare. Well, that is a lot of damage out. He is going to die immediately. Been out DB. He's going to try and move in onto Masaros, but they are locked down by the coil. Mamang Daya still going to just chase him down, and eventually Masaros might just die, but another nice call out is not going to be enough to save his life. Still the Earth Splitter. Mamang Daya gets caught in it. Now Fearless back in on the puck, back into the Razor. Jackie, he used up. Looking away, but the sleep does connect from Leonak. Jackie will keep moving in onto the Razor and does get another kill. Still Mamangdaya kills off the Auto Titan, but now the battle trance there from Jackie back in onto Wami. Wami's going to try and run, but it's not looking great for them. They are still trying to fight, in fact, but Fearless will be able to pick up a double kill back into LYM on top of the cliff. The roll away, he might just be fine, but UK looks to be stuck. There's your ensnare out. Jackie will get another. A 4-for-2 trade. Definitely quite favorable for the side of Motivate. In fact, it was a 5-for-3.
Oh yeah, the respawns are just really short that you can come back in there for LYM. And MTG, they're building up that lead. 6k up now. They're showing that early aggression. Masaros, once he finds that call target, the follow-up with a Skyrat Mage is just so easy to pull off. Get the flare off, get the silence off, they will just melt. And you get the sudden numbers advantage. You play with the Dream Coil. It's not even an Ags upgraded Dream Coil. It's a bit early for that, but it's enough to counteract the Razor running around. The Jug has to use his spin earlier than he'd like, and just running out. They don't have the best setup for the kisses here, so UK gets a full channel through, but they have no way of holding people down outside of the Earth Spirit stun and maybe the cookie to really get that done, and the duel. And you can see MTG, they just smoke again. They don't have long cooldowns to play with.
Ball on target. Masaros just on the edge with the Mystic Flare again from Q. It's going to be more enough damage. And now LYM has also been caught. Jackie gets a mega kill streak. You start to look at this draft of Army Geniuses and wonder if they can pull this game back their way. Mamangdaya, he's still trying to work towards the SNY. But it does feel like he needs the Aghanim Scepter up. And as well as that, these silences are causing huge problems for Mamangdaya.
Radiant's bottom
Like the
tower
Ancient
is
Seal
under
plus the
attack.
Waning Rift, it's a bit too much silence. And Mamangdaya, there's been a lot of times where he just could not get the ulti off.
Yeah, he needs some sort of self-dispel. A Manta could
Dire's
work
top
out,
tower is under attack.
but ideally I think in this case you'd want a BKB just because Manta's nice. You do have AoE silences on the puck, so
Dire's middle
if
tower
if
is under
Fearless holds
attack.
on to his spell use, you're gonna have a nice way to still cancel that off. Still AG, they're smoked up. Looks like they might think about sneaking a Roche. They've got the minus armor on him. Well, actually they don't have a little shredder, but they should have enough damage coming through from Mamangdaya to get this done. The question is MTG gonna move in? They don't have wards in the area. This could be a nice freebie for AG.
Don't worry.
I just realized as well, one option for those silences, John, is the shards onto Wami. It is 20 minutes into the game now, so if you can get those shards up, you can just... I mean, you don't need the shards. You can keep purging the silence without it, but you get my point. Just makes it a little bit easier and a little bit safer for Mamangdaya, but LYM find Fearless. Roll, gonna connect onto Jackie. They'll probably get started. No, never mind. The coil is down. Now Masaros from the backside. Mamangdaya gets Mystic Flare down by Q into DP again. They've got the Yules up. DP gonna get called, and it's not looking great for AG. This is more like the Motivate Trust we know. They're gonna take the Roshan now. Jackie will happily get it on the Troll Warlord, and there you go. They call it. And I agree with it.
Alright.
I agree. Because how do you come back from this? Your
Yeah.
Junk's too far behind, 3k net worth behind, there's too many silences, there's too many combinations. Your race is basically not a hero. I don't know what they could have done.
Yeah, it's a rough one for